Okay, good morning, traders. It's October 6th, 5:45 a.m. Pacific time, 8:46 a.m. Eastern time. Let's see, like the futures right now. So back here on October 3rd, we got the low. Okay, so several lows were being printed in the S&P futures, and then on the 3rd, it made another low, and then did this bullish reversal, bullish engulfing candle, which is a reversal candle, and then it did a double B. So bacon, bacon, and then we get this ominous daily candle, which had troubles pushing through that 21-day moving average, the orange line, and then now we're it formed an indecision candle. So what can we expect for today? Either it just ends up being flat, it rolls over, okay, because actually it's been doing that quite a lot where it moves up to the 21 and then rolls over, 21 rolls over. But keep in mind these rolled over events were induced by outside forces like the Fed and economic data. So this one really there's not much going on. I think there was some sort of economic data maybe with employment, but it does look like it's acting like resistance, the 21-day moving average. But if it's able to push through today, then it's going to form that BLT. So basically that this candle right here is going to be equal to or less than the candle that was formed on October 4th. Looking at the market internals, a little bit suspicious here on the volume. The volume in the breadth indicator here was a little bit lower than expected. And then futures were actually trading a lot higher after Wednesday's close, but the volume was relatively flat, although the market did attempt to rally in the last hour of the day on Wednesday. The main focus here is the VIX, and this VIX has been quite a pretty difficult VIX. It's been chopping and dumping. However, there is this gap here, and this gap is it's quite a significant gap here at $20. And actually, based on the predictive calendar, we're expecting to see about next week. Okay, I think this week, what could happen on Friday, it could get one more pop out of nowhere on economic data, and then it starts to roll over. So there could be a similar situation like yesterday where the markets dipped down to the 6-day moving average. So if you can see here, it opened relatively flat and then pulled all the way back to the 6. That could happen again before the VIX starts to sell off and fill the $20 gap, and that's going to be very, very bullish. And keep in mind there is a gap in the Nasdaq at 12,250. So this is enough room for the VIX to roll over, which would be equidistant to the move of the VIX moving from where it is right now to 12,250. This is the S&P. So the VIX, the Nasdaq futures has a gap at 12,250, not the S&P, but they do move kind of in tandem with each other. Finally, the trend had a 1.4 reading open, so that's pretty much indicating like the low was in at that time, and then it started to decelerate and move toward the threshold under 1, and that provided the bulls some sort of incentive to buy the dip. Looking at the radar here, it did look like the futures took a pretty big dip early in the morning, down 0.6, 0.7%, and then it just rallied back to this yellow cross or that rainbow color moving average, which is basically moving averages that are unique to this for that specific time frame. Once it gets back above that, that's going to create another opportunity for the bulls to take control and extend above it, and then probably at the end of the day, you're going to see that late day sell off on the last 10 minutes before the closing bell. So here we have the pre-market data showing most of the prices trading relatively flat, which is better, because if there's gaps, then obviously you're gonna have to worry about the pre-market gap. It doesn't look like there's any gaps really forming, so that's a flat open, and we'll see what happens at the bell. So here it looks like Alibaba's got a 78-minute TTM squeeze. I'm not really interested in trading the Baba stock, but I do have Tesla, which is still struggling with the Twitter debacle. I reduced my positions yesterday. It's a very small position, and then I have Nvidia, which is currently down negative 0.17% in the pre-market, and I'm looking for a move up to 140 today on today or by Tuesday. Okay, so this one has I'm a little bit hesitant to adding more, because obviously the 6-day moving average has been moving up from 125.28 to 126.5. So so I guess the next one would be let's just assume about $1.50. So 128 would be where the next moving average would be. 127, I would assume, 127.6, and that's where the price could pull back to retest before it moves higher. So I'm a little bit cautious about this one. I might close it and close everything if the VIX doesn't start to roll over. Right now the VIX is showing that it's attempting a rollover. It's down negative point. It's pretty hard to see. It's down negative 1%. Okay, so negative 1% is a sign that the VIX is rolling over. So risk on. Futures for the S&P and the Nasdaq are slightly in red. Okay, so then we have 6.5 hours to see if the bulls can take control today. Okay, thank you very much, and have a great trading day.